Well, good morning. I did come back to the model table yesterday. And I finally got working at this thing late last night. Now, I did hang the camera on here, so I know that that part of it works, but I actually haven't taken any video to see how it's going to look. So let's just give it a whirl here. Now this is going to need adjusting. You know, it's still sort of the, you might say, prototype. Now this did work really good last night. Whoops. Like I said, it's going to need adjusting. Okay, let's actually do something here. Okay, what can we set this on here? I know that this string is the center of rotation, and it's pretty hard to hook my monitor onto this and turn it all the way around because the cord will get tangled. So I have to use a little screen in the back here. Alright, we'll stop it right down for maximum depth of field. Problem is, then I'm up to about 10,000 ISO. That's not too good. Alright, now this is just being held on with a magnet. I hope I'm not going to have a disaster here. Oh, that's kind of precarious. Let's put something else on there. Maybe I should press record. Okay, we should be recording. And maybe move it back just a little here. Okay, now my center of balance is off. I've got to move this out to compensate. I want it to turn nice and easy. This should actually be a little higher. What can I use here? Yeah, that looks good. Okay, let's refocus. And we'll stop the lens down to about f16. Okay, here we go. This is the idea. Well, I can see the bad feature of this is that the camera gets in its own light. Well, like I said, it needs adjusting, but that's the idea. I think it's going to be all right. I got to be able to, you know, adjust the camera down. Right now it's kind of at about a 45-degree angle here, and if I turn this a little bit, then I can adjust it a little bit more down, and you know, well, anyway, I'm starting to think out loud here and not make a whole lot of sense. So let's just sort of carry on here, and we'll roll back to how we got to this place. Okay, so if you remember 2 or 3 videos back, I was talking about having to use the adapter here because this chuck wouldn't close down enough, and so let me hold this so that you can see. Alright, so Allison made a comment and said, why don't you use the alternative collet? And at that moment, I had completely forgotten there was 2. Well, it turns out there is 2. And the reason I remembered that there was 2 is because somebody else commented about this drill, and I sent them the link to when I did the unpackaging. So then I watched the unpackaging myself, and lo and behold, there it was. I even commented about it. There, but if I get that just right, it locks into place, and then I can put a little bit more twist on here. Yeah, that's a lot better. Okay, thank you, Allison. Now, everybody, remind me, where's the big one? It's in here. Okay, if you will recall, at the end of yesterday's episode, I think one of the last things we did was we glued this splinter rail tub in place here. And so I came back this afternoon and I was going to continue on, and I was going to glue this one in place. You know, and I can see that there is a hole here. But then, if you try to, you know, fit the peg, this in, this is too big. The hole is too small, and not only that, it's just too close to everything. There's just no way it's going to go. So I'm thinking, well, that's odd. There's got to be a hole here somewhere, and I couldn't see anything. And then I remembered that way back in step number 1, we were supposed to make some holes. And I do recall making some holes, but I must have missed this one, because now this, what we're looking at here, is the upside down view. We are seeing the deck from the bottom. For instance, these holes here, I believe, had to be made for the Nelson's deck, because the Nelson and the Rodney share the same deck. They just made holes in different places. Anyway, so what I've got to do now is I can do this one of 2 ways. I can either just, you know, take that bottom peg, if you want to call it, off, or I can make a hole in the deck. I'll just have to sort of eyeball it so that it will be the same as you know, in about the same place as this one over here, because they were symmetrical. And I think probably that's what I'll do. I'm noticing now that there is a hole right through, and I'll just use that, you know, and just make a mark on the deck, and yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and do that. You know, it's not a big deal. I'm just showing you because it's just something of interest. If you're going to be building the Rodney or the Nelson, for goodness sakes, don't forget to make all the holes in the decks. Otherwise, once it's glued down, you won't know exactly where to make the hole, because the holes are marked from the underside, not from the top. Okay, guess you get the idea. Now I am standing directly over top of the hull. I'm looking down equidistant on either side here, and I'm just going to sort of eyeball it here. And I know I may not get it perfect, but I'm going to get it pretty close here. And I'm sort of going by this opening. There's the opening right here is the same as this one over here. So if I have it, let's see, approximately, let's see now. Okay, that looks like, now I don't want to cover up this hole because obviously something's got to go in there. And it's not this. I mean, this just won't fit. Okay, it would be straight out from this one right here. Well, it's almost covering up that hole. Well, that's going to be close enough. I'll just make sure I don't cover up that hole. Okay, that looks pretty good. Alright, we should be able to see that. Yeah, there it is right there. Okay, I've got my Tamiya drill here handy, so let's may as well use it. Whoops. I guess I didn't tighten the chuck enough, did I? Alright, now this thing here. Now, is that going to be enough? Let's have a little look here. Nope, not quite big enough. It's possible that this doesn't widen out as much as I need. That's it. Okay. Like I say, it may not be perfect, but it's within, I guess, I would say within a millimeter of where it's supposed to be. Now it's stuck on my finger. Now why is it not going in that hole? Oh, I'm missing the hole, that's why. There we go. Alright. That won't come out. Oh, you know what I just noticed? I'm plugging the hole at the pin for whatever has to go. I better clear that right now. That wasn't smart. Mind you, a lot of things I'm doing in this build are not smart. And I admit it, including the number 56. So Rob, no offense. No offense. I fully understand your thinking on this. I know that you like to have it, you know, authentic. And then I'm not making it authentic, and it's, you know, I can really understand why you'd be kind of upset with me. I'm just trying to clean that hole out there. I'm wiping the needle off on a paper towel here, pulling it out. I think I'm getting most of it. I just want to make sure that the pin of whatever it is we have to stick down in there is going to go. Okay, I think we basically got it here. Yeah, that's not going to come off. Okay, we are turned back around now the other way. And this is the one over here that we just glued down. And my plan this afternoon and evening is to finish step 18. It should go extremely fast. I just have to glue down a bunch more G3s and some of these other boxes, 19s and 35s. There isn't not that many, and I'm thinking that it probably is going to go really fast. Now, my neighbor is coming over for coffee in about 20 minutes, so but that's all right. I can go at it after he leaves, and yeah. So yeah, that's funny that I didn't get that hole drilled. It's funny that I missed that. Well, it's not funny. It's just sort of par for the course, right? Okay, so we'll probably be seeing you back here, oh, I'm guessing later this evening. Okay, all of step 18 is done now. And it was, you might say, uneventful. I did have to watch, however, because not all of the boxes that were slanted faced the same way. For instance, this one right here, which is this one right here, instead of facing back, it sort of faced off to the side. Not that it would have made a lot of difference, but it's kind of nice to get it right. Okay, now step 19, that has to do with that crane that we were making. That, well, it's already made. Where is it here? Where is it here? I just saw it a little while ago. Oh, I think it's over in the spray booth. Just a moment. There we go. Now, this is made. Now, do we want to be putting this on the deck now? Offhand, I would say no. It is ready to go. Okay, to get the ship right to the right orientation with the manual, we're going to have to spin it around. But this is supposed to stand up right here. I think we can make it fit. The only thing is, though, if we do it now, I'm almost sure as shooting we're gonna break it off. Now, some photographs that I've seen, or drawings maybe, show it laying back like this, although that wouldn't work either. Anyway, yeah, it's too long to lay back. Maybe Trumpeter never thought in terms of some people might want to have it laying down. Whoops. Anyway, we'll leave this until near the end of the build. It'll be one of the last things to go on. It'll be like the same thing with the flag, on the front, the jack stand, and the same thing with the ensign flag on the stern. Where did that thing go now? Oh, we'll get it. It's down in there. At least it didn't fall down in the hole, right, Ian? Okay. Okay, we're turned around now, so we're the right direction for the manual. So as well as this piece here, which we'll put over here for the time being, there's other pieces that we do not want to be putting on right now. Like these. And this is the ensign flagstaff and the jack stand flagstaff. Or the, yeah, whatever. Anyway, yeah, we'll be saving this stuff for the end. Oh, well, this piece here, I do believe we put that on in step 21. We can put that on. That won't hurt anything. Okay, so we'll put those in a safe place eventually. However, these things can go on. They go like here and here, 2, 4, 6, 8, and that'd be like right here, here, and here. No reason why they can't go on right now. And also some of these other things like the hose reels and some sort of a, looks like some sort of a winch. And there's also some little guns. They could go down the deck. Now I think if we're careful we won't break those off. It's these tall things that stick up and you can easily catch something on them. They're the ones that I don't want to be putting on until the very last. Probably maybe even after the railing goes on. I don't know. Yeah, we got a lot to go here. Don't know if you can hear it, but it's been raining off and on, very heavy, and there's thunder rolling over the house right now. Yeah, I could actually feel it shaking the house. You probably couldn't feel it, but anyway, I did. Now, let's go and find some of these other parts. They're in boxes and tins on the other side of the table. Well, what time we got here? It's almost 8 o'clock. I don't know if I want to do any more here tonight, or maybe I should think about my overhead turntable. I've got another idea on that. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to say we'll see you in the morning. Well, it is morning. And it's kind of exciting in a way because we're at the place now that when we flip the page, we're going to be starting on the back of the ship. In other words, I've done almost everything that I want to be able to do until we get to the final assembly. And, okay, now, I want to make sure I get these the right way around. Now, if you remember, when we were making these, we had concluded that there was no difference between the H41s and the H43s. They looked the same. In fact, we laid them side by side, if you remember. All right, now because these were sprayed, the top side is good, and the sides, but the very bottom, I don't know if you can see it there. You can see that the bottom is kind of plasticky, but nobody's going to see that anyway. All right, now there's a bit of a double ring going on here. That has to go towards the bow. So they're going to go something like, I'll recompose here. I don't know if I'll use the macro lens or not, but oh, come on, Ron. Okay, we'll twist them into the right orientation here in a second before we glue them down. Yeah, just let me recompose here. Maybe I'll put the camera on the other side and have it looking this way. Okay. Now, obviously we don't want it like that. Now I think that most likely what is supposed to happen is, I don't know, I could be wrong, maybe I was thinking that one of these rings would go on each side of this bracket that's holding it up here, or cradle, but maybe it fits better like this. Does it fit better like that, maybe? Let me turn it just a little bit here. Maybe that looks better. I'm not sure. It's hard to tell from the diagram. I wonder if I could find any pictures. Okay, I did look for pictures, and I saw the drawings in Carlo's book. And it's so dark you can't really see anything. You can sort of see. Now, if I have it back like this, yes, it's true that this ring and this ring sort of lock on here, but then these ones are kind of out of place. Whereas if I have it like this, okay, if I have it like that, then this ring locks on this side of this bracket, and this ring locks on this side of this bracket. And this one here fits, you might say, perfectly. So that's the way I'm going to do it. And all right, now okay, this is extra thin. Just let it sort of meld these pieces together here. Oh, does this one have to be rotated maybe? Yeah, I think that's better. I wonder maybe with this one I could try and do the gluing different. Maybe if I was to put the glue on that little bottom of that little U-shaped thing and then drop the part down into it. Oh, well, actually this went not too bad, except that when I rotated it I made a mess. So let's get it right to start with here. They do look right to me. You know, now that I'm looking at it, there does appear to be a difference. This one seems to be less in diameter than this one. Well, it is what it is. Now, if you will recall, I said there was a bunch of pieces on the other side of the model table. Well, this is probably most of them. You know, things like the hose reels and stuff like that have to go on. And yeah, so I think though what I want to do is I want to do what I'm thinking about. And what I'm thinking about actually is not putting any parts down on the bow right now. I want to work more on my overhead turntable, and yeah, so I'm going to call it quits for today's episode, and maybe I'll get back at this again later this afternoon or this evening. We'll see how it goes. I thought we'd probably complete the bow in this episode, but I can see now we're not. I want to, I want to do what I want to do when I want to do it. It's a lot more fun that way. And then we'll get back to these little pieces and get them on. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we'll be seeing you tomorrow.